builds. He bought it like no Kaya. Dude understands the hero at a really deep level.
I remember watching that game and thinking like I've never seen so much utility out of Amar before in my life.
Yeah, it was crazy. It was super right for the game.
Definitely going to be a very different change of pace. I'm also curious about this mid matchup. The panel discussed a little bit the Spear Breaker versus the Primal Beast. This matchup's very weird, right? Because you're say that and already off to a different pace. That Timbersaw lane getting damage done between the heavy nuke damage. Snaking pays the price of level 1 Starstorm.
Yeah, it seems Snaking just really underestimated the firepower of this lane. That's very awkward. But yeah, back to this. I mean, we don't ever see this matchup. What is this?
I don't think anybody's ever seen this matchup.
Quinn, have you ever played this one?
I've never played or seen this. It looks like it might be Spear Breaker favored.
If you ever walk us through the details of this matchup.
Yeah, really get into the minutia.
So Unga Bunga. That's most of it. Yeah.
He's walking him down.
There it is. You said it. I do. It's just who bigger, you know, who bigger who.
He is able to yell and
Primal, yeah, Primal Beast has got the uproar. He's the biggest yeller.
I'm not sure what happened. Maybe Nine charged him aggressively to try and stop him from CSing, and then he got yelled on. He might have like pushed it a bit too much, because I think what should happen is both of the 70 damage Unga Bunga heroes should just like CS realistically for most of the lane. But I think he might have got a little too aggressive, and it's a pretty costly death. You get behind on levels, and suddenly maybe this starts happening more.
Yeah, he's being pressured again by BCM.
I mean, it seems like you have to save this charge for the trample disconnect, you know, and if that's on cooldown, matchup looks not that much fun. On top of that, this bulldoze working with how the Primal Beast ults works isn't that great. You can't status resist it. It's it's a weird matchup, right? I'm not sure if the planar pocket thing is still in there too.
The planar pocket completely negates his ult.
It just ends, right?
Just negates. So this is a very weird matchup on how the spells interact. I don't know. We might see some crazy stuff, but I'm a mid Spear Breaker. I mean, you can't not love it, right? Uh-oh. Charge on charge.
We're going to have a lot of fun with this one, that's for certain. Bottom lane, 33, under pressure here. You're going to have to throw out the Fissure. They throw some damage back at Yuragi. Yuragi's okay. Man, he was really thinking he doesn't even have Phantom Rush. There was no way he was going to do anything there.
I mean, he might regret that Lance. Now, pretty much 0 mana, so if he ever gets Soul Assumption, he's not going to have a way to dodge it with no Doppelganger, and no more kill potential with no more Lances either, so he's going to be in CS and chill mode for the rest of this lane now with no mana, realistically.
That said, I feel like OG's a bit happier with CS and chill with the PL versus this as opposed to the more. Because the PL can actually hit the early Diffusal, Manta, Heart, whatever order you want to go to get those items, and suddenly mid-sitch teamfight becomes a lot more annoying, right? You have a great Wraith Pack killer, you have a great hero that can go and tank up a lot of the early attention spells and suddenly turn the tide. I feel like OG's a lot happier with this laning phase than last game.
Yeah, I mean, I think you've also got a lot better ways to rebuff this Visage if he goes to your tower. You've got a Timber who can keep you in. Good luck killing him this game. You get a Primal who can gank the Visage. Once PL gets this Diffu, Visage just can't just kick him out on his own. Like, PL's gonna come in and say, yeah, come fight me. I'll burn all your mana. I'll kill you, you know? So I think Visage this game compared to last game, it is not even close to the same like level of terror.
I agree. You're gonna arrow Timbersaw under his tower and dive him?
Good luck with that one.
Different story.
So it looks like OG, CS-wise, pretty happy with all their lanes. The Phantom Lancer, who's bottom of the bunch, really isn't that far behind. Seems like mid lane's going very well, which is a little surprising to me. Taiga is going to be able to pick up the kill on Snaking again here, as he just does not seem to match up well against this 4 Oracle. Misha getting a little bit low, but so is 33. Yuragi gunning for it. Does have one more Phantom Rush, and that final swing will get the kill. A big one to be able to take down 33's Visage. Already sitting him behind in laning phase.
3 OG cores pushing the top here of CS and net worth. Very different start from last game. I think this is what they wanted to have happen last game, where that early magic damage trap can come in. This time, I think their draft's a lot more well-rounded, and they're having a way better early game. Should bode very well for them.
That's not how
Primal charge beats Spear Breaker charge?
That was not how I thought that interaction was going to go. And it makes me question, like, besides the planar pocket, like, if the charge isn't going to be working, then what? Maybe it's something about the angle there, because I feel like
you just have to yell louder.
Oh, okay.
Everybody knows with the mics, they have volume detection. So if you yell louder while you're charging,
it's like a DS.
Yeah, exactly. It's the 4th barrier. It gives you the charge advantage.
I mean, we have so many innovations in Dota. What's one more for this line event, you know?
Some shenanigans going on.
I mean, 6 already on BZM.
This setup is pretty rough. Like, if he ever presses Trample, 9 is just going to lose, like, you know, 1/3 of his HP, maybe half. Uh-oh.
not looking so good here. Nice dodge there. Not getting hit by the aftershock. The Fisher may allow Soxa to get back to the tower in time.
Yeah, we saw the charge icon down there too. That was not 9 setting up a gank. That was 9 surviving the gank on mid. And now having to walk back to base. BZM with the earlier level 6 just pulverizes him back to the fountain. Taiga with some rotations. Again, for Oracle. OG's playbook for the event. They believe in what this hero can provide in terms of sustain for their Tricore. And if the Tricore comes online, it's going to be a lot more powerful.
Hello. Goodbye.
He did still ace rune though.
Oh, nice. That was a good pickup. Primal Beast with the Haste Rune is, I mean, that hero already, I love this Primal Beast mid. I mean, it just feels like it has so much impact. We started off with the last chance qualifier. We watched Thompson play it. Even if they didn't manage to make it through that event, they still showed the strength of this mid Primal Beast. He just is everywhere around the map constantly.
Yeah, this hero is very, very strong. The kill threat he provides is crazy. He gives you initiation. He can scale like crazy. He gives you a buttload of stuns as the game progresses.
And these lanes are just non-stop fighting.
Yeah, Misha's gonna get a bit low here, enough to push him back. Here comes the
actual charge.
First big rotation, the actual charge coming in from 9. They're gonna start throwing some damage into Iraqi. They manage to force him to use the doppelganger early, which means this charge is gonna be beautifully placed. Misha interrupt, but they can't quite stop it. 9 still gets off his ultimate and will be able to get the kill on Carry. BZM is now here, and he just grabs up Soxa, slams his head into the pavement, and bye-bye support. There's nowhere for him to run to. Taiga will gladly take that killing spree. He's like, you know what, guys? Yeah, I'm gonna play the sacrificial role. I'm gonna play these healers and stuff, but I still want the last hits.
This right here is not what you want to see. Yeah. The lifestealer has been kicked out of his lane, and that is a worry. If you're ever on the team with lifestealer and he's getting forced to leave.
BZM protecting Taiga, and the setup here. Taiga secures the kill with the Purifying Flames. A dominating streak for him.
Yeah, I mean, sort of the flip script from last game. You start to worry about Tundra's damage a little bit. Suddenly, the Shaker, Spear Breaker, Nakes together. Level 3 Potom. You're looking at, you know, a Timber Saw and a Primal with an Oracle behind them. You're wondering, I wonder if they're going to be able to kill these heroes as time progresses.
I don't see Amar ever dying in this game. What is actually going to kill this guy? The Visage can't do much to him. The other heroes, you said, not doing much. Are they going to get a fast Vessel in this game? I don't even think they're going to get fast Urn. I mean, this guy's going to be invincible. And
oh, he's begging for a bench. Okay, they do manage to get it off of the Fisher. Skiter is joining in here. I mean, they got to do something a little bit funky here because, as you said, this game is not setting up well. So apparently all the cores are going to come into this mid area and try and chase down BZM with the Uproar. He's got some armor, so he's not the easiest to kill, but he will eventually go down.
Just 5 mana off that onslaught, no escape mechanism. That's a huge pickup for them. That is the one core they can try and abuse, because the Phantom Lancer, maybe you kill him once more or whatever, but he is going to escape to the jungle. You're not going to find him for a while. This Timber Saw is invincible. You got to try and abuse something on the map here with your Tundra, and it's probably this BZM. You know, abuse him with your charge. Charge him back. OG's going to have free reign playing behind Lamar right now, who's once again trying to solo kill Snaking.
They have the burst, spells.
So close.
Half a second off.
I mean, you can see Amar drawing circles there a second ago. Like, he's clearly a bit frustrated. This Potom's able to sit up here and stall. Like, the tower probably could have died maybe a minute and a half earlier, but the Potom's up there being annoying, dragging some waves. And the move Tundra made bottom earlier, where the Oracle TP, the Marcy TP's back down there, Primal TP, suddenly this Potom gets some time up top. Nakes is just farming mid the whole time. You can see he got kicked out of the lane, but his net worth is not bad. It's considerably above the PL. So the move from Tundra bottom earlier, having pretty big dividends for slowing down this Timber a little bit inadvertently.
With the damage problems we outlined for Tundra, it feels like Mirana actually having levels could be really important.
Yeah, those levels in Starstorm make a lot of difference.
I mean, the levels for both supports. Like, the extra Fissure levels. This Fissure is a pretty high damage nuke now, but you need the levels, potentially Shard, to really maximize it.
Yeah, particularly with the 10 talent, we've talked about that. How good it is with the Shard and everything. It's a surprising amount of damage.
This is like last game, Amar moving down bottom to defend the tower against the 33 Visage push, only now he can actually do it, right?
Yeah.
He is a much bigger boy with a lot more armor than that Sand King.
That's Snaking. He went and denied the rune. The Fisher comes out, and BZM still managed to get the charge forward. Snaking is going to be grabbed up here. Slam, slam, slam. He doesn't have a leap, so bye-bye, Snaking. 9-4, OG, not up by a huge amount of net worth, but it does feel like they're kicking things into gear, and it's about to start snowballing against Tundra.
Oh yeah, they got all the levels in the world on BZM here, and last game, it was hard to get this Oracle in the game because their cores were behind. This game, BZM, as we're seeing, they can use the Oracle early nuke damage to help them get these kills. OG has all the damage in the world on these early games. They are also going to have double purge, right? You have Fortune's End, you have Timbersaw rushing Yules. It's another interaction that makes the game hard for Nine. He's not just going to have free bulldoze going in, charging, getting the connection, and dealing the damage. You get Yules once, you get purged once.
Check in with the teams there for a second, just seeing what they're up to, and it feels like OG, they're feeling pretty good about them. They do have Tundra. They are going to have to start making some moves, and skiter, once again, is going to try and get involved here. He's going to go invest inside of Nine. They're going to try and set this up. Nine actually popping out of that smoke. Taiga's already here as well. They're going to start scouting things behind the tower. They're going to go for Amar, but Taiga is behind him. They need to be able to address this Oracle and kill him quickly. They get that fast kill, and now Amar, let's see if they can chase him down. Saksa, once on the other side of things, he's going to need to hit a lot of stuns, and the rest of OG, yeah, they're here. Amar turning around with the Chakra, the Moonlight Shadow, allows them to get on top of BZM. Oh, they didn't have any detection. They didn't expect this one. Even with the arrow coming in, it's not needed. They just bursted down that Primal Beast. Where was all that damage? It's the lifestealer just pumping out a lot of damage on that Primal Beast.
Yeah, apparently so. I mean, I think this Timber TP bottom maybe looks a lot better than it actually was. I think if you compare it to like the games where this TP feels extremely powerful, there's not that much pressure on the next top. You see him just pour top and he just runs all the way down the lane. And the way this Timber is bottom, like it's not like Tundra's forced to go there. They're not getting squeezed elsewhere, you know. So he's sitting there and he's not really pressuring much. He's delaying the tower some, sure, but at any point, Tundra has the map sorted to themselves. They can make this move there, and it's a bit awkward for OG.
Yeah, they're trying to run it back and get the punish without the numbers. Double core commitment for OG.
Saksa trying to intercept. It was a good echo, but unfortunately, he just doesn't have the damage. Doesn't have the levels, no aftershock, or just level 1 rather. So he's probably going to get chased down as well, and Snaking just has to fully abandon this bottom lane. OG showing up in force.
I think that was the type of skirmish they were looking for, right? Yeah. It has to connect between Amar and BZM, being those frontliners, getting in there, setting up the fight. Like you said, skiter does get to push this top lane all the way to the tier 1. He will enjoy this time, and he's catapulting up the net worth. Yuragi not far behind, though. He got tier 1 mid on his own during all that fighting. Pretty big objective for OG they got for free, and I mean, he's cruising as well. This is a pretty damn good Phantom Lancer game.
Yeah, very scary. I think if anything, in the past couple minutes, Yuragi probably the biggest winner, having this bit of downtime where he can just ignore everything, pretend there are no other heroes in the game. He's playing World of Warcraft, and he is just collecting the gold like it's his job. And it kind of is.
A little bit of PvE action for him.
The carry player's dream.
Yes.
Okay, so we talked about they don't have that many answers to Phantom Lancer. How good is Spirit Breaker in that regard? When he gets to like his Aghanim Scepter and his AoE charges that he does, can he be okay?
I think Spirit Breaker's fine. Like Spirit Breaker and Shaker, they both give you tools to help control the Lancer a little bit. In the very late game, I think the Spirit Breaker matchup gets better because his damage gets amped a lot, right? If we're talking like Sange and Kaya territory with Ags and you're just getting huge charge throughs, you can also take the fight on the backline with the Breaker and kind of ignore the PL a little bit.
Sure. With
the Visage Birds coming in to help, can be a route they go. In terms of direct counters though, maybe you're going to try and build some Maelstroms. Skiter's already queuing one up. I mean,
you're going to need a lot of small counters put together, right? Because Lifestealer, he really doesn't address Phantom Lancer at all.
Yeah, I mean, you have the stuns on Tundra, but you don't really have the damage. So maybe there's some point where PL doesn't have the tankiness yet. Maybe he's got a Yasha and he's working on Manta, you know, but he doesn't have the heart yet. And maybe there's some good fight where they can abuse the stuns. But there comes a point where the heart starts coming around. Maybe it gets a little bit spooky for Tundra. There's a window there where they really lack the damage to deal with this PL.
Comes the charge. Don't even need to use the ultimate for BZM. Once again, Snaking's just going to the lanes that I think nobody else really wants to go to. And occasionally he'll tank a death or two, but he's just trying to get something out of this. 33. They want this. Oh,
got knocked to the low ground.
Got knocked to the low ground, and Misha pursues after him. Oh, that wasn't what you wanted whatsoever. I wonder if Misha had the idea that, like, don't worry, guys, I'll toss him back up on the high ground. Because that is not the place he wanted to be, for certain.
I mean, there's a lot of hero displacement spells in this game.
Yeah, there is.
Like an acrobat session or something. People are going to be bounced around. I think Yeah, we see Uragi. He's actually going S and Y here. So he's going to build S and Y into Heart. That is going to be extremely hard for Tundra to deal with. Meanwhile, BZM, he's just keeping his foot on the pedal here.
Yeah, trying to go for Zoxa. They do have Skiter showing up with a charge coming through as well. BZM may be in a bit of trouble here, but Taiga's sitting in the back. He's ready to go with the save of the false promise. Misha, he's going to use it there. Taiga, Misha turns around. He does what damage he can. False promise is going to wear out. He probably will die here, but at least he did some damage on his way out. Taiga almost getting charged and lose vision. Now they get into the charge. Oh, the self-purge. What a beauty. And a big onslaught in from BZM. Knocking back 4. He'll bring down Snake King first with the infest inside of his 9. They're going to be able to get a little bit of a reset here. But is OG going to keep pursuing? Is Tundra going to fight back underneath this tower? Both teams posturing, feinting, ultimately not pulling the trigger.
What a sick Fortune's End by Taiga there. Catches them both, prevents the charge connection, gets the purge as well. And BZM is just
damage is just overwhelming. A DD for BZM. He sees the charge in from 9 and knows, hey, that's a freebie. That's all me right there.
Yeah, I mean, here's where the map starts to get a little bit spooky for Dire. Suddenly, things are really open. This PL has a lot of free reign, and Tundra still hasn't taken this bottom tier 1. All the towers still up. You start looking at places where you can realistically get kills, and those places are few and far between. The biggest one being this bottom area, and OG is taking advantage and winning those fights. So, where is Tundra really going to open things up?
I mean, yeah, there's only one place Tundra can fight, and it's always Amar sitting here, preventing them from doing that. Nine's gonna TP down, but he's just stuck here too. He's trying to get the Shadow Blade, but an item that can help them open up some of these areas, make it scarier for the PL to push deep. It has to connect with something though. I don't think the Spear Breaker has enough damage on its own. It has to connect with the Mirana or the Earthshaker on top. Soxa is choosing to go Shard over the Blink, so he will play off those fissures. Got the levels of it, needs some extra Aftershock.
Yeah, it makes sense. It feels like they do need the impact right now, right? We start stalling out the game any longer, we get to the point you were talking about, right? Where the Phantom Lancer is too tanky for them to deal with.
Yeah, it is very spooky. I mean, Avery talks about this Spear Breaker being able to pick people off a little bit more, but...
Grabbed. Skiter does still have the Rage. No Infest, though, so he's going to have to back out. BZM realizing that he's actually still has some capabilities of fighting here, especially with the rest of OG backing him up.
I mean, Tundra was smoking there. I think they really wanted to be there at that moment to take the fight, turn it around with the lifestealer.
They still have an opportunity to be able to burst down BZM to get him. And the jump in from Nisha puts him in a nasty position. Skiter should be able to finish this up. Once again, there's going to be the false promise, but Misha knows he's dead. He'll just go down fighting where he can. Amar's going to show up. Skiter needs to hold down. That's the infest, and he's dead. Overextending himself. Echo. Ooh, Uragi has overextended himself. And the Fisher straight over onto Amar was a nice touch there from Soxa as well.
All right, Tundra striking back with this random river fight that just connected off the back of that smoke. BZM did not get BKB off or anything. That's a completely different fight if it goes the other way. Moonlight Shadow. This spell, it works at TI for a reason. Snake King busting it out, doing a huge amount of work. Just off the back of the smokes in this ult.
I feel like this Primal Beast just dies so quickly whenever Skiter's in the... I wonder if he should build some sort of armor item. I mean, he's only got 6 base armor.
Yeah, he might need a plate mail, or maybe he just needs to come in late and not be the one getting beat on by the snakes. I mean, this whole fighting situation here, I think, maybe it's an element of people who played at TI several times versus some new players. I think BZM, not getting the BKB off and being slightly out of range of the Oracle. There's a lot of like little small things there that are slightly messed up that, ends up costing you pretty big. Your PL dies.
Taking, not able to get that second leaf off in time. Misha grabs him, stuns him, and brings him down to the grave with Amar picking up the killing spree.
That's it. I think OG, they're playing this game very fast, and they have a lot of wiggle room too, in my opinion. Yeah, like Tundra needs a lot more of those fights before I think they feel very confident going into this late game. And again, this is OG's playbook, right? You have the Amar damage dealing offlaner. You have this Tricore with the power of the sustain behind it. This is a scary lineup to scale into. This Primal Beast can also scale like a monster. I mean, you're talking about Ags, Shivas, Shard down the road. This hero's spooky in the late game. So you have to worry about these PL timings if you're Tundra, but you also have to worry about what happens after that if you get past that point. And they're doing a good job of, equalizing the net worth differential here. Soxa has got a lot of farm in the last 5 or 6 minutes. Like, he's almost a blink on top of the Shard. This fight's helping him. OG want to keep the pace up, looking for 33.
Birds are going to drop, stopping that channel. Shouldn't be a problem here for 33 to get out, but maybe Tundra wants to go back in. They see Amar. Skiter leading the charge. He's going to start slowing him down. The Maelstrom actually does a little bit of damage there. BTM, oh, he was trying to hunt down Saxa. Now the BKB picture, and once again, he's just getting 100 to 0. No BKB going off. 33. Uragi was trying to dress him to be able to eat through that cloak, but now Tundra playing together went back to 33, made sure the Phantom Lancer wasn't a problem. Now they're going to try and chase down some more heroes, and that's going to be Taiga. Once again, he's following his course into battle, but when they lose that fight, he has no way out, and he is just the +1 after every lost team fight.
Some rare mistakes from BZM, honestly. A player who's been extremely dominant over the past year. Just not getting the BKB off, not getting the DD off, maybe feeling a bit antsy, feeling like, man, we're so strong, I want to fight Tundra. They're like just out of the reach. You know, he tries for this charge, but he reaches a bit too far, getting a little bit too thirsty for that fight, and it's a big kill. I mean, like Avery said, they need a lot of these. Like, Tundra keeps winning these small fights, and it feels nice, but it's not like a game-ending thing, you know? But at some point, they add up a bit too much, and maybe the pendulum swings back into Tundra's favor.
Yeah, every one of these little skirmishes you lose, you're putting your PL timing back a little bit, right?
Yeah.
And that's the timing that you want to hit and get the Roshans and get the full map control going. That timing's a little worse every one of these skirmishes you loses, and also for BZM.
Check in with the teams. For the Yules there. I mean, if they had gotten that +1 hero, then that would have been such a massive difference. But
I think a pretty good sign they were able to call that off. I think sometimes when your core players maybe they're a bit nervous, they can get roped into some stuff, and him saying, no, I don't like this, I'm not doing this, I'm gonna die. Like, I think having that awareness and not getting, you know, pulled into something you don't like, I think is very clutch.
Saxa, oh, this could be deadly.
This is the blink reveal too.
This is the blink reveal. He's going to go and with this smoke get a really nice lane ward, but if the smoke breaks right here, he's going to go for his feature. Jumps right in. Echo half health already, but the damage still isn't there. They need more bomb for the rest of the team. Skiter's trying to do what he can, but the false prop has already gone out on Uragi. Uragi's going to go back in. He needs that Aegis. Won't be able to pick it up. And then snatched it away. Now grabs up the lifestealer, slams it down to the ground, and he's dead. Misha, he's going to fall, but the fight is won, and Tundra are on the retreat. 33 going to be chased down by BZM. Big bad primal beast slows him down, and they're going to just keep the vision. 33 has no way out of this one, I think. Slowly but surely, they're going to catch up to him. They're going to work him down, and that is going to be 3 heroes dying, and the Aegis picked up for OG. What a turn that could have been if only Tundra had been there with more heroes. Saxa hit the entry, but there was no follow-up.
Huge amount of damage on that jump. That's the power of the Oracle, though. Keeps those cores alive, and more importantly, it's not BZM going down first. Means he gets brief spells, free BKB this time, no misclicks or any bad clicks that fight. Gets the Aegis snatch as well.
Yeah, that's what the Zoomer hands
in a comfortable position.
The Zoomer hands come in handy. It's crazy how much impact these fights where everyone is just clicking Roche and somebody clicks it first. Like, it has such a giant impact on the game. Maybe if Nags takes that, the fight swings the other way. But you know, now suddenly, Hunter's sort of in that position where they really don't want to take that fight.
Shout out to BZM for that positioning there. And being able to charge back in was super important.
Dire's middle tower is
even Misha is just staying alive in these fights for a huge amount of time. There's a lot of sustain on this OG lineup, and if you run out of damage, the damage from Tundra is pretty discreet. You have your spells, you throw out the fissure, the charge. They live through that, gives PL the turn. Aegis helps these fights stay even longer. Tundra need to think about who they're prioritizing these fights, who they're jumping, who they're going on, syncing the damage up with the stuns, and then maybe resetting, right? You don't want to get caught in a situation where you're giving too much time for PL without the control online. Maybe the one upside is Aegis is not on that Phantom Lancer. Yeah. The sieging is a bit worse from OG, but that said, I don't think Uragi's too scary.
bottom tower is under attack.
Yeah, definitely isn't.
No, he is not scared at all. They're going to once again do the turnaround with a Fissure and put some damage onto him. But of course, not only does he have Oracle, he's got the Aegis, he's got a BKB.
Charge from behind.
Out there. Ooh, interesting manage gets two. The most important hero, Oracle, dies first, and Misha's going to fall too. BZM has already lost his Aegis. Tundra, this charge in from 9 may have just set them up for a fantastic team fight. second part. He's going to hit the charge on through. Doesn't actually hit the real Phantom Lancer, but the charge comes in from BZM this time with the onslaught. He's going to go for the BKB TP out, just make sure he stays alive. Thanks to the uproar, that extra armor is going to go to work.
What a disaster of a push, and what a charge angle from 9.
How did he get that?
He was just an enemy jungle farming after the Lost Road fight. Just comes in from behind. He had the charge on the Primal Beast who showed, ends up catching the Oracle with the Infest. Don't mind if I do right there, sir.
I think 9 quietly playing a really, really good game. I think keeping up this level of net worth on a Spearbreaker, especially after such a rough start, after the map being kind of scary, like him having this 10,000 net worth, having this BKB, continuing the scaling is really important, not only for like their continued scaling, but also just like it's so important for their heroes that he's able to have this net worth. I think 9's played a really good game so far.
Yeah, Spearbreaker is one of those that's a core. It kind of snowballs in that regard, right? If you get to the Shadow Blade, Aghanim Scepter and such, and you one-shot waves, then you just continue to build up on those items. But if you don't get to that point, you just become another support, perhaps. He's gonna maybe have to blow the BKB. Nope, the Fisher's gonna come through. Really good snap, another Iseko. They're gonna change on your rocket. Oh, the onslaught. It's not enough to be able to save him. The BKB goes out from 9. They go for the defense. 9 can keep the charge going up, but he's speedily. He had a laser focus. He is looking out for that Oracle. He's got the head on a swivel, and he found him. And now they're gonna be able to get the Timber Saw as well. 9. Really good save. I mean, Skiter jumping inside of him enabled that in the first place, but 9 being able to find the right hero to charge every time.
And that's a sign of a Visage play right there, too. It didn't even look like the bird was even close, but he knows the range of the drop so well. He just barely clips him on the edge. Getting that +1 kill, like, that's the top net worth Timber Saw. The amount of gold you get from that, the amount of time this guy's dead. Now, suddenly, they take over the map. The Spearbreaker gets more items. Nakes finishes off the Mjolnir, which has a really large impact dealing with this PL. And PL doesn't even have heart yet.
Yeah, I feel like OG wanted to use that Aegis to get to that PL timing, get him the heart, and then cement this game. In that last 5 minutes, Tundra's taken over this game. These charges are just nasty. You get the charge through on multiple heroes, the Infest Bomb comes out, there's a Fissure follow-up, an Aftershock follow-up on that. It's so much AoE control. There's not much spell immunity on this OG side. They just got that BKB on Amar. The BZN one he's had forever, but the rest of these OG heroes, they're still trying to get there. I mean, Misha's trying to get to his own.
I almost feel like there's a little bit of a displacement between the Yuragi and where his items are at and how he's playing. I feel like if he has the heart, he can be like kind of frontline like he's been doing, but without that, it's just so many times he's been Fissured. They've been able to, like, as you say, charge through, and just a lot of like incidental damage brings him down to like half health.
I mean, it's also about how OG wants to start the fights. It's a bit awkward for OG to find the opening. Yeah. You have this Shadow Blade Breaker charging around the map. Everybody's Moonlight shadowed, like Haste Rune drummed around in the back line. You're not going to find the Shaker. He has Force Staff and Blink now. Do you want to just go on the Visage? It's pretty awkward, right? Even the Nakes is infested. You don't even see these heroes.
Leave and Force Staff, Seeking, we will stop him cooldown. You'll be able to just TD out before Nisha be able to put a stop to him. When the Aghanim Scepter now is gone on the Visage, so big damage upgrade. We said damage was long for Tundra, and that is a huge upgrade right there. BZM, though, does now have his own Aghanim Scepter, so look out for that one and the Breaking Cannon too.
Another charge.
BKB immediately going to go out. They're going to try and disengage. They force something out of Amar, and if they can cleanly get out, reset, and maybe go again, they'll feel pretty good about it.
I mean, it's a dynamic we didn't really talk about that much, but while Dire may have had some damage issues earlier in the game, they have no issues of stuns. OG really not very easy for them to start fights. It's either a charge, it's a Marcy jump, it's an Oracle Q, not really super consistent ways. Dire has like 15 angles, 12 stuns, like they're coming from all different places. And if Radiant isn't invincible, at some point it's a little bit spooky for OG to actually start the fight, like Avery was saying.
Now Tundra just boldly going into the triangle here. Yuragi's going to start it off though.
Yeah, once again, Seeking, they found the Earthshaker. That is so important. They have the chakra going out. Shocks it. He's a little bit of more step away. Seeking helps him out and manages to reset. Meanwhile, Skiter put the damage and already killed Misha. They're going to find the real Phantom Lancer here. Managed to get the ultimate off on him too. He's going to be false promise. They need to be able to save him. BZM right in the middle of things. Trying to go for the break, but the Vincent took hardly any damage whatsoever. And it seems like Tundra as a whole are looking pretty good as the Echo goes out in the back line to try and distance himself away from the Timbersaw. And now the rest of the team starts funneling in. They weren't able to get that chain stun. Visage needs to get out as well. Fortunately, that Aghanim Scepter allowing him to fly away. He's keeping on top of Yuragi, while Amar did find a little cubby hole to be able to TP out. So both the sidelines are going to be able to retreat and reset. But Tundra, once again, walking away the victors the team fights. When was the last time OG won a fight?
When was the last time they killed a good target? I mean,
Yeah.
we're talking about fights. It's just so hard to latch onto any of these heroes for OG. I mean, the stuns are pretty much on BZM to lock somebody down so Amar can get the damage out. They're surviving for a decent amount of time, but even that Shaker kill, that is the best target they can get in these fights. Find the Shaker on the back line, take him out. You remove so much control. He gets the force out, and he's living. Now all of a sudden, this fight is super weird, right? There's going to be more fissures coming in. You have to kind of try and fight around your Phantom Lancer, but he's getting his ass beat. I mean,
Yeah, it really was. Once again, BZM didn't pop the BKB right away. He got hit by the Visage stun as he charged in.
A little bit costly.
And that cost him the Earthshaker kill.
I mean, it's just so annoying. There's so much random stuns in this game that you can't see.
Yeah.
Anybody can be invis charging through. There's some bird's invis drops on your head.
Arrow hitting all the clutter.
Yeah, there's a random arrow in here, you know? Not an easy game.
And it's also a game where this PL here, he's not really able to solo kill people because there are so many stuns on Dire. There's so much kiting, the force staff, the invis, all this garbage.
Another invis charge.
Oh, they found the Oracle, they had the vision, they get the charge, and they also hit Nisha at the same time. So both supports already dead in this team fight. Meanwhile, Yuragi, most of his time was spent being stunned. Visage familiars and the Visage himself dropping one after the other, completely stalled out 80 damage he could get down during that time. Tundra is going to respect OG here. They should. A buyback went out for the Oracle, so they got a lot out of that. No reason to push their luck.
How can OG supports play? Like, you can see what Tundra is doing. Like, OG has no way to actually kill heroes unless Tundra messes up some. They're spacing them, they're abusing the stun, the invis, the force staffs. Like, Yuragi is desperately looking for a target to lock onto, but he's just getting kited, and the supports are just getting exploded instantly.
Yeah, it really does. Maybe this is, we talked about the drafting and their plan for 9. I mean, both times they drafted a hero that gets to the backline. We said OG, part of their setup here, the reason they're able to play so greedy on their cores is having these backline supports, these healers and stuff. So Tundra definitely came into this with the game plan of 9 is going to be killing Taiga over and over again.
Now if he dies again, that's that buyback cooldown as well.
Yeah.
You're out for a long time. This is hard to protect this backline for OG. There's so many ways to get in there. The birds can give vision invis. You get the charge with the infest. What actually prevents that? You need detection down and you need to use this guy. He could be a EK beat as well. I feel like OG needs to get the 2 big items in this game. It's got to be Abyssal on the Phantom Lancer and Hex on Timber. That is a very far way away. If they get there, I think now you have the disable.
Is there anything else besides items? Is there a way they can set up the fight? I mean,
Find the supports.
Yeah. Your supports are going to be found. It's just the side of OG. Nisha getting picked up. There's Tundra once again, really abusing this Moonlight Shadow. I mean, Smarana as a fight position seems pretty value at this point.
At this point, you have no issue with the hero. It is doing an insane amount of work in these fights. You have limited detection, especially most of the time, you know, detection coming out from your 4 and 5. It's not a 4 and 5 duo that wants the front line to plant a sentry or something. Like, you just instantly die.
Of course, got to do it because they're the ones who are up in front.
Yeah, and we actually saw OG had a gem earlier in this game. That's why they got it. Because they knew they needed this vision on the front line. Yeah. That was lost a long time ago. Taiga's gem in the hands of 33 Visage for a decent amount of time now. Not easy to take these fights vision-wise, and Tundra looking for the pincer maneuver here.
Yes, they are. They found the real Yuragi. Can they get the arrow stun? Not quite. He does manage Doppelganger away to the side. They have the Fisher to stall it up, but at this point...
33 in the back, though.
Oh, he's going to be able to catch. They spotted the Oracle. Their charge is coming through. He's already dead. BZM, meanwhile, does manage to grab 33. They've broken him and managed to get through his cloak, but he dropped down into stone form, so he's good. And Skiter now comes in with a cleanup. A charge on through. Bumping BZM gets a bash as well. He's good. Slammed on the Yuragi, and that is it. Triple pickup for Skiter. Ultra kill in the end. And now it's time to go high ground. Tundra. It was looking a little suspect in the first 15 minutes. We weren't sure if they were going to be able to pull through, but they had a strong understanding of how to play up against OG. And now it's going to be lane. It's going to be straight up tier 4. So we're going to go for it?
They are going.
That's a clutch call.
Amar buys out Axe. He's trying to get the extra damage.
Oh my God. The double chakrams are going to be thrown out. This could be really messy. This could be, you have a serious lead here. You don't necessarily need to do this.
Under attack.
PL has to buy back here. It would be a disaster for OG's item progression.
See if they can hold. The double chakrams doing so much damage. This buy out of the Aghanim Scepter. It may just be what bails out OG, or maybe Misha gets on top. The Visage is dead. He doesn't manage to get up the stone fort. They've already cleared through the gauge as well. 9, he's gonna have to jump away. The Shadow Blade back out. Saksa spotted as well. Oh no, Tundra. Now they're not even gonna be able to get Elena Barracks off of that. They cleared out the tier 4s. No infest. He's gonna normally toggle the work with, but he immediately gets grabbed the charge on through. Denied. He gets canceled by the AoE stun from BZM, and now 9 is gonna be in some trouble. Run down by the Phantom Rush. A chance of revenge. A charge away just in time. The last bit of damage wasn't there quite yet. Tundra still a massive lead, don't get me wrong, but surely they would have felt very good having Elena Barracks up and not giving away those kills.
Man, that is one of those calls at TI. It's like, it's a nice edge call if it's worth it or not. They get that Phantom Lancer buyback though, so all things said, probably still slightly favoring Tundra here, just destroying that PL economy. I think you're happy to sacrifice your lifestealer once for that, but you definitely feel good if you're OG.
Well, you're totally right, Avery. Stuns, big problem for OG.
Yeah, they need this Hex, they need the Abyssal. The Abyssal's just off the menu now, man. I mean, this PL is never going to get there, so even more falls to Amar. That Axe purchase was pretty clutch. Helps him defend the throne there.
No way.
He's on his way to Hex, but he is far.
Yeah.
OG trying to abuse this lifestealer downtime as much as possible to get to that condition.
I thought maybe 9 spotting Iragi there. I thought maybe they'd go for it. That would... The dieback like that could just be game.
This game is on Amar. This game's on Amar.
Yeah.
Like, this adds the double chakram has to connect with the shaker, with the visage off of a stun. Again, limited stuns, you gotta make the damage count. He has to connect these spells. If you're gonna bet on one Timbersaw in the world to do it, it's probably this guy.
Yeah, they need some like sneaky wards that Tundra like walks onto. They have some ward hidden in the corner, and suddenly Tundra's on vision, and Amar gets this blink angle where he double chakrams the guy and insta-kibs the shaker before he has time to react.
I mean, the Marcy rebound huge as well. Like that fight, Misha connects with 2 or 3. That's their best stun, right? That's gonna set up the Primal Beast engage. It's gonna set up the Timbersaw damage. A lot of this game might be coming down to Marcy. Yeah, some of these earlier fights, just the charge throughs and the chain stunning that can come out. If you're on the retreat from OG, you are not getting out for this lineup.
Well, all eyes then on the Misha-Amar duo. See if they can get the combination of the right initiating stun and the damage to follow it up to win a fight for OG. This is a great opportunity if they can get it. Sneaky kill, maybe not so much, but the Earthshaker does manage to slip away. Now the charge on through, they couldn't even kill the pot up. Misha is now dead. Amar's looking for something to be able to hunt, but look at Saksa playing the edges here. He's ready to go back in. The charge is controlling up BTM. He's not getting anything off. Now they've got the feature. They change stun onto the Phantom Lancer. A false promise goes off last second, but is he even going to be able to have the heals? He's got the heart pumping away. He starts to throw some damage over to 9, but it's just pitiful. He's going to get zonked out. The heart regen is not going to be enough, and GG is called. Tundra 2-0 over OG. They've done it again. They set themselves